Welcome back. This is day 2, so the second part of our tutorial, and we are gonna see how we complete our pizza recipe. You can see here that this is the pizza dough that we prepared yesterday, our panetti. I'm gonna show you straight away how beautiful they are. You can see that he has a really beautiful lucid skin. You can see still some hair inside. We are gonna try to retain most of it by doing our pizza. Before starting doing the pizza, make sure that the dough has been outside long enough, so it's now room temperature. And what we are gonna do now is to prepare the ingredients that we are gonna use it as a topping. Today we are gonna just try a simple margherita, which is a pizza with mozzarella cheese, tomato. We are gonna still use some flour. I bought some authentic mozzarella. It looks a bit, if you are Asian, like tofu because it comes in water. Don't buy the other version that is grated or like a solid block. That's not the real mozzarella, and I do recommend you to use the authentic one because the flavor is gonna be completely different and it's gonna have a completely different results. We are gonna use some salt, extra virgin olive oil, not just cheap oil. Make sure that also in this case you buy really good ingredients. Oregano. Then we are gonna use passata, which is a paste of tomato sauce. Try to use the original one. Don't buy any thick paste, tomato paste that they sell for pizza. That's not really good one. Just stay away from it. It tastes more like ketchup than traditional passata. And we are gonna use some fresh basilico. And for topping, you will see that you can adjust depending on what you really like on pizza. Today we are gonna just start with the simple version of it, margherita. So the first things that I generally do when I need to do a margherita is cutting my mozzarella. I'm gonna get a bowl. And showing you how real mozzarella look like. Let's get rid of all the water. And this is how mozzarella look like. Might look a bit like tofu, but it's completely different. It's made out of milk, of course. And the first things that I do is to cut big pieces of mozzarella, which we are gonna use later on. Let's cut both mozzarella. As I said, for the first part, this video hasn't been non-sponsored by anyone, so I'm just using the ingredients that generally I use for my pizza. Let's drain all the water and put the mozzarella in the container. It's gonna release a bit of water, so it's good if the mozzarella is slightly drier, so it won't make our dough soggy later on when we are gonna cook. And the second stage is to prepare the tomato sauce. Now this is not the traditional way of making the topping with tomato sauce. It's the way my mother used to be, with oregano, and I still like it. And I'm gonna use it the old way my mother used to make pizza when I was a baby at home. So I'm gonna start pouring some tomato sauce in my bowl. In this case I don't have quantity, it's just based on your taste. I'm gonna put some salt, oregano, and I'm really generous with extra virgin olive oil because I'm a big fan of extra virgin olive oil. My family is a farmer family, so we have a lot of really yummy extra virgin olive oil, and we really like to use it everywhere. Probably we overdo. So what I'm gonna do now is to mix this tomato paste It's not a paste, it's passata with salt, oregano and olive oil. Generally what I do is to try if I need to add a bit of salt. Generally I'm a bit heavy with salt, but as I said, you can adjust depending on what you really prefer. Now what we need to do, we got the 3 ingredients that we are gonna put as a topping: mozzarella, tomato sauce and basil. So the first things that we need to do, now the next things that we need to do is to create a nice shaped pizza and then start with the topping. Today we are gonna use an electric oven for cooking our pizza. I prefer it compared with the traditional oven that you will have in your kitchen because it's a specialized oven that reach much higher temperature. They say on the label above 300, 350. I hope they keep the promise and never measure inside. And I really like it because a pizza, especially the one we are gonna do today, really need a shock, a thermic shock, because what is gonna happen is that we are gonna try to retain as much bubbles as possible, the bubble of CO2 we were talking yesterday, and we are gonna try to retain them on the edge of the pizza. And when we are gonna put the pizza in the really hot oven, you will see that those bubbles are gonna expand and get frozen when the dough is get cooked. So they are gonna stay in the frame of the pizza, make it really crunchy and yummy. So I already turned on my oven, and I always make sure that it's on for quite a lot of time before I start cooking pizza, so it's pretty hot enough, and so it's gonna be perfect for my pizza. So I'm gonna stop now so I can get you closer so you can see how I make a perfect shape for pizza. See you in a few seconds. You can see here the dough that we prepared yesterday. They have been expanding quite a lot, and we are gonna stretch one of this dough, one of this panetto. And the first things that I generally do is to put some flour, probably put too much, we are not gonna need all of it. On my bench, we are back. Our memory card was too full and we were talking about what we can do with this dough. So the first things that I'm gonna do, as I said already, is to put a bit of flour, and then I'm gonna do this slow movement, try to push all the bubbles on the edge of my pizza, and then I'm gonna start the slap part. As I said, I'm not the best in doing this exercise. You might see a lot of more accurate video that will tell you all the tricks on how to do a really good shape of pizza. And since we have a really nice matrix of gluten, you will see that although we are stretching, the dough is not breaking. That's a really good sign we have really done a good job with our dough. And you can see that we have already a nice shape for our pizza, keeping all the bubble on the edge. Can do a bit more work stretching it, but we got a decent sized pizza. Now what we are gonna do is to take this pizza tool that came with my oven, the electric oven. I'm gonna put some baking paper on top, put the pizza on the top. I really like to use this paper to make sure that nothing gets stuck on the oven. And now that we have the pizza nice and stretched on our place, what I'm gonna do is to put some tomato sauce. If I use a real good oven like an electric one that was reaching more than 400 degrees, or a fire oven, I would have put already the cheese on top of the mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna cook this margherita in 2 stages. So I'm gonna just start with tomato sauce and spread it even on the frame. This is called cornicione. So let's spread. I'm always generous with tomato because I really like tomato on my pizza. I don't like dry pizza, but in your case you can do whatever you really prefer. And generally I always finish with a bit of more olive oil, and I spread it a bit more. As I said, I really love tomato and olive oil. So it's ready to go in our oven, and let's go and put it. I'm gonna move you close to the oven so you can see the final step of our awesome margherita pizza. And we are here close to our oven, and I'm sure that it has reached the temperature because it's not turning on and off. That means the thermostat is indicating that we reached the highest temperature. So we can start and put our pizza inside and wait. As I said, because we are cooking our pizza in 2 stages, I'm gonna add the mozzarella later on. You can see that there is some water I'm gonna get rid of, and we are gonna just keep waiting for our pizza to be ready. The reason I don't put the mozzarella straight away is because generally making pizza with this oven takes a bit longer than traditional really hot oven, so I don't want that my mozzarella gets overcooked. That's why I always add it after all. So now what we are going to expect that all the frame is going to start inflating because of the bubble of CO2 we left inside. And I can see already from the top that is working. You can see the first bubble. So I'm just opening for you to have a look at it, but it will be better not to open so the temperature stay really high. And you can even hear that the topping is bubbling, frying with a bit of oil and tomato. And you can already smell the beauty. Now you can see that my light is on. That means that the oven is increasing the temperature again. While we're waiting, I can tell you that I like to put my pizza on a wooden surface. It looks really beautiful and nice to be served. And I have a nice cutting pizza tool. I will show you soon to cut it. Let's go and have a look. You can see the cornicione is perfect. So I'm gonna start adding my cheese because we are getting ready to the end of the cooking. And close again. I'm gonna also prepare my fresh basil here because it's the best way to complete a perfect pizza. So I can see from the top I have a small glass that the mozzarella cheese is slightly melting. I'm making sure that mozzarella doesn't start frying as well. I don't really like overcooked mozzarella, although you might find in different recipe and different part of Italy that there are people that I would say overcook mozzarella. I'm not a big fan of it. And let's wait a few seconds. You can see a bit of water here, better dry the surface. I don't want to spoil my pizza. You can see that the cheese is almost there. What I generally do is to rotate a bit my pizza because I don't think this oven is good enough to have homogeneous temperature all around. So I don't want to have some part overcooked and some others less cooked. And in a few seconds we are gonna have our first margherita pizza. Starts smelling really yummy. and you can see he has a perfect shape. How long you're gonna cook it for, it really depends on the oven that you got. I generally don't even count the minutes. I from time to time go and check what's happening, and in my case I'm pretty happy about the color. You can see that it's golden all around. I hope that the camera is keeping the right color. You can see that it's nice and uniform color. Let's give it another 10 seconds. And we are gonna put it straight away on the wooden surface. Okay, I don't want to keep it longer, otherwise the mozzarella is gonna be overcooked. We can remove this piece of paper, close the oven for the next pizza. In my case, I'm just making pizza for you guys. And I'm gonna show you the beautiful results that we got here, and I'm gonna put just some fresh basil on top of my pizza. I don't like to cut it because most of the time I have guests that like to eat basil, and I have people that instead don't like to eat basil. There we are, our beautiful margherita pizza. So I'm gonna move you back to the bench to show you how to cut it, and we can see what's inside this bubble. We are back to the bench with our beautiful pizza, and you can cut it using two ways, either this traditional pizza cutter, or if you don't have it, I tend to use scissors. Of course, make sure they are clean before. Let's cut it. You can see the inside of this pizza. Using this cutter, we are gonna not be able to see the bubble inside, and I want to make sure that you see that here we have a lot of bubbles in the frame. That's why we have this fluffy cornicione. I'm gonna bring the pizza closer to you, and I hope you can imagine just the beautiful smell that is coming out of this pizza. What I'm gonna do is to wait for a few seconds because it's bloody hot. I don't wanna burn myself. And then have a try. Okay, it seems that the pizza is finally ready to be eaten. It doesn't look too hot. Of course I eat it with my hands, like a traditional Italian. You can see here the bottom has been well cooked. It's crunchy, it's golden, and it's beautiful. And I hope you're gonna enjoy your pizza as well. Please let me know how it went. Don't forget to press like and subscribe right here. And you can play with a lot of ingredients and topping. Make sure you don't use this one on your pizza. This is not the way we do pizza in Italy. Throw it away, put all the nice ingredients that you like, see online what are the traditional pizza. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you find it useful, and I hope you will have the really authentic pizza at your home soon and enjoy it with your family and friends. I hope you good luck with your recipe, and see you soon for another recipe. Bye from now.